Hello YouTube, it's Undead93. Come back at you for some, first for some small updates. Sorry I haven't put out videos in about 3 weeks. That's mainly a fault on my part. Since school's restarted up, my schedule gets quite filled up, especially with this quarter since I'm working. I have a class called Digital Ink Paint, and pretty much with that class, it's pretty much like, yeah, there's a lot of work that has to be done in that class, mainly animation, so that I'm also still working on my animations for the Squirrel and Fennekin fight. I'm also working on like mini trailers for the rebirth of the Fire Red series, and it's mainly that, so that's what the title of this video will be. So, because every year I plot out what movies I'm going to watch, so I might as well give my own takes on the movies that I've seen over the year. And with the first movie I saw this year, and you're like, it's February, how have you not seen a movie this year? Like, well, not much movies in like January fascinated me, and the movie that I'm talking about now really fascinated me. So, let's start with this. So, the movie I saw today is the reboot of Robocop. It's pretty much, they live in a world where essentially if you imagine like the world we're in where we have like drones and all this shit, imagine that, but they're also like on the ground as well. Yeah, like America doesn't want it because we're like, yeah, they don't have a soul and they can't tell right from wrong and all this other stuff. So it's like, yeah, so they have to find a way around it, so they have to make Robocop. So with that, you learn about Alex Murphy, who is the main character, also known as Robocop. So with him, they change his backstory, well, not backstory, but how he dies, because in this movie, he dies from a car explosion instead of in, I believe the original, from what I remember, I think he dies from getting, like, shot the hell out of, which, from watching the original, and also from watching the remake, there's a big difference on, because these are two different tone movies, in my opinion. Let's see. The 80 movie took it more seriously, more tone-wise, but the most recent adaptation took it more seriously as an action film, which I kind of enjoy it more as an action film because it kind of seems like a premise for an action film, just with like subtle kind of commentary everywhere, which is, yeah. So Alex Murphy kind of gets blown the hell up, and then he kind of gets put into this new suit, which kind of looks like the old Robocop suit, and he kind of like gets used to it after a while, and gets used to it, and from there he pretty much does cop stuff, which I also have to say is, one, any cop had the abilities that this guy did, dude, everybody, like, essentially, you have a criminal record against you, you're fucked. But, sorry for my language, but yeah, you pretty much be screwed, like, forthright. Because he's like, accessing all records, that guy's wanted for murder. Go after the guy. Yeah, so mainly he has to fight between, because they keep messing with his, what keeps him essentially human, and yeah, so he has to fight with that, and he also has to fight with trying to find the people who tried offing him. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed like the weird subtle commentary of pretty much with Samuel L. Jackson's little thing of pretty much should we keep using these? It relates to today of like how we should keep using these drones, because these drones in our time and now is pretty much that they're able to replace people in the battlefield, but they can also take civilians' lives, because we can't always control what they're always going to do. So we either have to, we're not endangering our people's lives, or endangering other people's lives. So there's that. Which I thought was interesting, because you think about it, because like the beginning thing, it's pretty much, you pretty much had like that country essentially like boarded up as essentially like, hey, we pretty much have to hold up our hands and be like, yeah, these robots are essentially looking at us with guns pointing at us, and like, yeah, if we do anything, they're gonna blow our brains to like nothingness, and we really can't do anything because these robots essentially say like, yeah, you really can't do, like, some of them, like, they try to do something against these robots, but yeah, they kind of get fucked up quickly. So, so yeah, with that, pretty much, yeah. I really enjoy this film. It has its faults, and I also has its strengths, because in my opinion, in the 80s film, you didn't get to know Alex Murphy as much, or I forget if they changed his name from the 80s film. I haven't seen the film in a while, but you get to know how he is. Like, you get to introduce that, you get to know him more. So when he's going through this sudden change between humanity and machine, you can feel more connected to him as he's going through the struggle, which I enjoy. And he goes through a lot of beating in this movie, which I enjoy, because it's kind of, he's taking it for the force. So, that is pretty much it. I would probably say this would be, if I was to rate this on like a scale of like 1 to 10, I would maybe give it like an 8 out of 10. It's not the best movie I've seen, but for an action film, I enjoyed it. I pretty much classify it in the same category as films that can match up with their originals, because it does match up in certain aspects, but it also doesn't in other aspects, because it's not going to have like the giant amounts of gore and everything everybody's going to want. But that's kind of through the hey, we're going to have to not have this, we're going to make it for most audiences, which is also a theme throughout the film. It's like, yeah, we're going to have to make him be the thing we want him to be, instead of him being what the heck he wants. So, yeah, there's that theme. Other than that, I really enjoy the film. I will be doing this for any movie I see in theaters this year. So, or anything I pretty much watch in general, if it's like new or anything. So, if my audience is wanting me to watch anything, and I'll be glad to put that out there. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see y'all later.